Hello everyone, I'm Sadashivrao and welcome to Sada Learning Hub. Today's session we are going to learn how to raise the exception in Python. See here, for example, you are handling the exception by using the try block, except block and a else block and a finally block. For example, you are handling your exception in the separate classes, means customized exceptions. You are handling your exceptions in a customized exceptions. In that situations, we need to raise an exception to that particular class. If you want to raise an exception, we need to use a raise keyword, raise, raise keyword. You can raise an exception in the several ways by using the raise statement. The general syntax of the raise statements is this is the general syntax of raise. Raise exception class, which exception class you want to raise, and your argument, which argument you are going to pass to your class. Here, exception, the type of exception. If you see, exception class is the type of exception. For example, name error and the arguments. Here exception is the type of exception. And the argument, if you see, this is the argument. The argument is the value of for an exception argument. For example, you want to send anything to process or handle the exception into your customized exceptions. This will go to the your argument. The argument is the optional. If not supplied, the exception argument is none. This that argument is an optional argument. If you are not interested to send anything, by default it is going to none. The final argument trackback is also optional, and if present is the traceback object using for the exception. See, if you are using the argument, if you are passing the argument, the final argument traceback is also an optional. That is also an optional and rarely used in the practice. And if present is the traceback object used for the exceptions. To raise your exceptions for your own methods, you need to use raise keyword. See, if you want to raise an exception, definitely see like this, we need to use the raise keyword to raise an exception. I will show you an example how to raise the exception. I'm going to create a new file for how to raise the exceptions. Python raise exception.py. Now I'm going to create one method called enterage. Age, it is taking an argument called age. Now I'm going to check if age less than 0. If age less than 0, now I'm raise value error. I am passing only positive integers are allowed. See, I'm passing this argument. Now I'm checking if age percentage 2 is equal to 0, for example. Now I am printing the print age is even. Now else I am printing age is odd. If it is not, if it is not divided by the 0, if it is not divided by 2 is equal to 0, I am printing here print age is odd, right? Now here I am putting my code in the try catch block. Try. I am putting my try block. num is equal to int of input of enter your age. Now I am taking the input from the console. Now I am calling the method enter age method. I am passing the value called num. Now while doing processing anything, if I am get a exception, I am handling the exception here. I am printing only positive numbers will be going to take, right? Only positive numbers going to take. If you are getting any exception while doing, I am writing here VAL UE value error var. I am getting an exception. If I am not getting an value error exception, I am going to handle all the exceptions EXEPT. Just I am getting the all. I am handling the all the exception. Here I am printing something is wrong. Here is something is wrong. See, now I'm going to run this. If you see in this example, now I'm expecting something will get exception here. Maybe while taking the input, some of the people giving the some of the people not giving the numbers. Some of the people giving the integers. In that situation, something going exception at here. If you're something going exception here, it is passing something exception here, definitely we will get an exception. It is going to raise an exception that is called value error exception. I will show you how it is going to work. Now it is asking to enter the age. Now I am entering age is 27 for example. Now it is showing age is odd, that is perfect. Now when whatever I am entering the age, it will be come at here. Now the Python is able to convert the number age into the integer. Fine, the age will be supplied to here. Now it is going to checking it here. Age is greater than or equal to 0. Now this condition is going to 27 greater than or equal to 0. Means 27 is greater than or equal to 0 means it is going false. It is going false. That is coming at here. It is going to check 27 percentage to. Now it is false. That's why age is odd. For example, I am sending Sarat here. Input means only positive integers are allowed. Why? Because whenever I'm giving the coming an input to here, it takes only numbers. Means the exception is raised while converting string into the integer. Immediately catch block will catches the exception. It will prints only positive integers will take. Right? For I will give you only positive integers will take. For example, I am giving -1 here. No one has a -1 age. Now I am entering here. Now the -1 will be converted into the integer successfully, but after immediately calling to here enter age method, now -1 less than or equal to 0, it is going to true. Immediately it raises the exception at here. Whenever it raises the exception, immediately it handles and it come to the here. Immediately it prints only positive integers will be allowed. Maybe the two arguments are same. That's why it isn't showing any differences. Only positive integers will be allowed. Here, see, here the three cases are there. The first case is I'm going to enter the number. Now it is executed fine successfully everything. The next one is scenario. I'm entering the age at here, integer, string. Now only positive integers. This exception block is going to executed. The next scenario is I am entering the age in -1. I am entering it here. That time it is raising the exception at here. Why? Because Here -1 parsed successfully to the integer. Immediately it is calling to the enterage method. It is going to the enterage method. -1 less than or equal to 0. It is going to the true. Immediately it raises the value error exception. This is the way to raise an exception by in the exception handling in the Python. Next video, I am going to discuss about how to use the exception object. See here, exception object means whenever you are getting the exception, we are not taking an any object. Just we are printing something at here. If you want to know where the exception will get, where the exception gets, and what exception we are getting, if you want to know all the information, just we are receiving the exception object here. We will know what type of exception we are getting from the code, and where the exception we are getting, we will know everything information. It will be available in the exception object. Next video I am going to discuss about how to use the exception object, how to handle the exception object. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video.
Thank you so much watching this video. Hope this lesson helpful to you. Keep watching our lessons. Keep writing to us. Do not forget subscribe our channel Learning Hub because we have many sessions that would help you to develop our skills, and I will be back soon. Till then you take care. Bye bye.